Marc and Renee, this is what, your third year in the village?
Mm-hmm. Third year.
Incredible. So the whole idea behind this kind of tourism is that it allows people to really get to know the families. And I'm curious if you could talk to us about what it's been like to come year after year after year here, and the relationships you've developed with your host family.
Well, 3 years ago when we first came, the reason that we came was to build a school. Part of our travels with Crooked Trails is to develop education programs, and we're big education advocates. So, and we have construction in our background. So to come and build a school here was the actual purpose for coming. But 3 years ago, this family that was assigned to us as our host home were strangers. And just over the last 3 years of coming back to do phases on the school project, each year our relationship has deepened. And not only our host family, but also just the children from the school and the community. It's been a real kick to watch them grow over 3 years. It's kind of amazing how tall these kids get over 3 years' time. But to see them year after year and see faces that we recognize and hear voices call out our name because they remember seeing us as well is really meaningful. And you know, it's funny because last year, our second year here, our host family, our mother and our father surprised us with a wedding ceremony. They actually arranged a ceremony for the whole community to observe. It was an actual kind of hybrid Hindu wedding ceremony, and they married us into their family as a gift to us, which was a real surprise. We had no idea what was going on, but it was a real joy to be officially brought into their family. So now we look at them as our mother and father, and they look at us as another son and daughter in their family. So I guess too, kind of knowing that even though we have family in America that are special to us, knowing that for as long as we all have breath to breathe in this life, that we can travel 3/4 of the way around the world and always be welcome with hugs and kisses and laughter and joy and good times with this family here. So to be a part of their family is it's pretty amazing.
We met Crooked Trails 4 to 5 years ago. How long ago was that?
About 5 years.
Okay, so let's say 5 years ago, and it changed our lives. We learned what traveling with a purpose was all about, and we've traveled to Kenya, Peru, Nepal. Some places we've gone back 2 times.
So far.
And each time, it's always with a purpose. There's a project that's happening, a project that will change people's lives. Things that don't take much. They don't take a lot of effort in these countries, but it will change hundreds of lives. You don't see the tourist traps. You don't see the tourist rings that are in some other countries, or that you'd see on a cruise or going specifically to a resort. You get outside of that and you see the heart of a country, what makes this country tick.
Meeting Crooked Trails, not only did it change our lives in a sense of the cultures that we visit, but it's changed our lives in the way that we travel. We never realized until we met Crooked Trails how really heavy of a footprint we traveled with. We really learned how to lighten our load. Releasing the burden of all of the material goods that we usually feel like we have to have really helps us focus. It helps us mesh in with the communities that we visit, and it really puts us truly side by side with them, whether we're experiencing an evening of cultural dancing and sitting around laughing and telling jokes, or if it's in the project work we do.
The day starts with milking the cows, gathering water, gathering the vegetables for the day's meals. And when it's time to sit down for a meal, it's a true family meal. You sit down with the mothers, the fathers, the children. Where we're at right now, everything in this community is grown here. Their cows are raised for milk, so the milk is fresh. All the vegetables and the rice are grown here and processed here. Nothing is bought from the city. Their flour is made here. And their sugar is made here as well. So everything that we consume, they consume, comes from this village, comes from this community. We know now that that's traveling that we want to do.